Very hot. Thank you very much for your introduction. Great friend for me.
Thank you.
So I'll start by sharing my. Do you see the presentation?
Yes, we can see it.
Great, great, great. Okay, so just getting it rolling. Okay, so I'm gonna speak about the strategy. How do you approach franchising, basically, in few words? Okay, so as you have mentioned, I'm board member of the CEO Drawing Board for the sixth board this year, and we are managing this webinar today and the mastermind and exhibition planned for June in Ghana. Now, franchising for Africa. Why are we doing this? Because it creates business opportunities for CEOs in Africa with reputable franchisors that we are bringing in. And we are also facilitating the business expansion opportunities for organizations through sales, mergers, partnerships, and intra-continent trade. So we are not just presenting franchising opportunities, we are also availing the support infrastructure, and that's important, and differentiated from other events. Now, what is a franchise? A franchise has to meet three criteria. One, granting of a trademark. So you market others' products and services using their trade name and commercial symbol. And you have the legal right to operate a business based on their trademark. The second criteria is a franchisor can exert control. So of course, they exert control to provide assistance. So they can help in site selection, site design, hours of operation, production techniques, accounting practices, human resources policies, inventory control, promotional campaigns, display of goods, training, accounting systems, management and marketing advice, and the operating manuals. And that's very precious. The third criteria is that the franchisee pays the franchisor a fee. That fee can be a one-time fee or an initial fee plus sales royalties, a percentage of gross sales, for example, or a regular flat fee. So these are the three criteria for a franchise. What are the types of franchises? You have the product module. You have a finished product and you distribute it, like Pepsi, Shell, Ford cars, and so on. This type of franchise has the biggest percentage or volume of sales in the world. The other, the picture here for some reason got distorted. The other module is business format, meaning you actually operate a business, not just sell a finished products like Pizza Hut, Marriott, Remax for real estate. So it's operation and not just selling finished products. And of course, you can have an agreement for single franchising sites or multi-units. There are instances where one can buy an existing franchise because the previous owner wants to exit, for example. Or convergent franchise, meaning you are running a restaurant and you want to convert it to Pizza Hut, for example. This is a conversion franchise, which it takes place, but is not very common. Now, if you don't want a franchise, what is the alternative? The alternative is distribution, wholesale, retail. You get multi-suppliers like in a supermarket, and you distribute their products. But, of course, the profit margin can be lower. Or licensing. You use the trademark of Apple to sell their products. You are an authorized distributor. What are the cons and pros of franchising? The advantages is there is no need to develop the business from scratch. Somebody else has done the business modeling and the operation and so on. You have an established brand name, so it helps you in your marketing. You're not starting from zero to prove yourself. And you have proven products and methods. The products have been there for some time, they are tested quality-wise, and you have methods, established methods of operating a franchise which you can use. And it secures professional support because the franchisor is helping you with all accumulated knowledge in order to help you succeed. The disadvantages is that you have limited freedom to act. It can be positive, it can be negative, meaning there are preset procedures, sometimes pricing is fixed, and the allowed territory to operate is limited. Of course, you have to pay fees and royalties. You are dependent on the reputation of the franchisor. If there is a problem somewhere with the franchisor reputation, it can affect your business in another part of the world. And there is the duration and termination aspects, meaning you have invested into and you have to ensure that you will recuperate your investment and not the duration is not so limited. Now, once you decide to go onto a franchising journey, first one should research the potential. What business do you want to be in? Does it have a market potential? Sorry, there is interfering voice.
We're trying to trace where it's coming from. Just try to ignore it first for now. We're trying to trace whose mic that is. Please call organizers, check your mics if it's on for some reason. Thank you. Dr. Arwad, your mic is muted. You need to.
Right. So as first we said we will research what franchise we want to go in, its market potential, its return on investment, and based on our financial capability. It's important, in my opinion, that a franchisee who wants to go into franchising has prior work experience to make things easier. If somebody is just an investor, puts money and hopes the franchisor will work, franchising will work, it has a larger level of risk. Prior work experience in any business is important. Of course, once you decide on what business you want to go in, you research for franchises and you decide which one you want to work with. You study the franchise you are interested in, their experience, brand, quality, cost, term of franchising, and the termination clauses, their procedures, manuals, restrictions, their available support, their competition in the country you are targeting, and so on. It's important to make a thorough study. And you can talk to exits, those that were operating with this interesting franchisor. Why did they leave it? You can ask the question. You can live an operation. Go and see an operating franchise like the one you're targeting and see how it works to confirm your ability finally that, yeah, I like it and I can do it. And it's very, very important to prepare a business plan. It's not a good practice to go on step by step without having a global business plan of how to go about the franchise once it is happening. Then you can contract with the franchisor. Now, the contract obviously has to cover providing support. Sometimes the franchisor might offer financing to cover their role in advertising and marketing, and the training they can provide. And of course, the franchisee has to commit to expanding the business with the support given to them. Having reached a contract, one can then establish the physical premises, hire and train staff, and then launch the franchise. Finally, I strongly recommend, because of what I have mentioned as steps to go into a franchise, I strongly recommend that a franchisee assigns a project manager for their implementation, because there are so many internal and external aspects to control and manage. And to make it smooth and assured, it's better to have someone in charge. After operation, one can have an advisory council from typical customers to help them get fast feedback on the quality and the service. And one can adhere to franchising associations where they can hear about others' experiences and lessons learned. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arwad. You see why I call you the prime growth architect. And thank you for putting that all together so clearly for anyone who wants to go on this journey as a franchisee, and clarifying the franchising module as well for us. So from what you said now, we need to have the facts in front of us before we start on this journey. And you've also clarified that the webinar is taking us to